1. Divestment, more than just revenue. GS Paper 3, Resource Mobilization. Why is it in news recently? NITI Aayog was supposed to place its recommendations on divesting the government's stake in public sector units, PSU, and strategic sale of SIC units by April end. The document, though yet to be released, will be an important one as it will play an integral role in changing the union government's perspective towards PSUs. The state of our PSUs is vital if we want schemes such as Make in India to succeed. What is divestment? Divestment in India is a byproduct of the economic reforms initiated in 1991. Divestment policy was constituted under Divestment Commission of 1996 and later was brought under Ministry of Finance in 2004. Divestment is the process of selling an asset, also known as divestiture. It is made for other financial or social goals. Divestment is the opposite of investment. It is usually done when a company finds that one of the divisions under its administration is carrying out those activities which are not compatible with what it regards as its core business activities. Divestment is an important aspect for improving the structure of incentives and accountability of PSUs in India. Considering the limited resources with the government and its diverse role, it is evident that the government has a low capacity to manage PSUs. So India should address the divestment policy. The primary requirement for the divestment policy is to define the priority sectors for the government based on its strategic interests. Use of scarce resources, including land and financial capital, has high opportunity cost, and the justification for investment in PSUs has to be in terms of generation of adequate social and strategic returns. The government should, therefore, exit non-strategic sectors such as hotels, soaps, airlines, travel agencies, and the manufacture and sale of alcohol. The outlook towards strategic divestment should move from the current policy of emphasizing on public ownership and retaining majority shareholding to looking at the strategic interest. Drawback of current disinvestment policy. As per the current divestment policy, government has to retain majority shareholding, that is, at least 51% and management control of the PSUs. The policy thereby limits the scope to create divestments that would allow easy exit for the government from non-strategic sectors. Even strategic investment as per the Department for Divestment is limited to less than 50% shares and management control. Merely allowing ownership of less than 51% will be the first step in the right direction. Eventually, the objective of divestment should be to limit the government ownership to strategic sectors. What needs to be done? It is important to realize that ownership is not a substitute for regulation. Therefore, instead of creating PSUs in non-priority sectors, the government should look into strengthening the regulatory framework that ensures efficient market conditions. In fact, regulation should be extended to both public and private entities. For instance, Air India, India's flag carrier airline, was a monopoly for long. However, with a number of new entrants in the market after the sector was liberalized, there is no longer a need for the government to run the airline and spend taxpayers' money in bailing it out year after year. Hence, the government should consider exiting the airline business and instead create regulations that would ease the entry of new players. The regulations should also ensure that the basic necessities of the consumers are met.